and like I'm driving all day. It's not that I'm being lazy, staying in bed. It's more that like my body is like aching when I need a little more sleep.
I mean,
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. We are talking to you guys about Married at First Sight. We're dealing with Bree and we're dealing with Vincent. I'm going to say it again. Bree is bossy. Okay? Bree's bossy. Okay? They told us from the very beginning what Bree is like. She's bossy. Does that mean the relationship doesn't have to work? No. It just means there's work to be done. Okay? It doesn't mean the relationship won't work. It just means there's work to be done. Okay, guys, if you're new to the channel and you like and you're liking this intro, listen, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, well, welcome back, first of all. And second of all, listen, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. That means you got the courage, the strength, the bravery. You understand? Get your hoodies as well, you understand? Stay hydrated. That's coming out real soon, baby. Right. Because the streets are hot. All right, let's get into the video. So we just saw a little clip there of, Vincent kind of explaining himself, saying obviously how, it's difficult for him because obviously, he is going to work, coming back, and he wants to sleep. Okay, some days he just wants to sleep, but Bree doesn't want him to sleep on certain days, right? Now, I want to put this very, very clearly. If you woke me up from sleep, there'll be so much hell to pay. If you woke me up from my sleep when I've been working hard all night, there's gonna be hell to pay, right? And the last half an hour of my day as I do it doesn't mean that you get to wake me up, bruv. Unless you've got prior engagements where you said, listen, specifically, this is the day that we wake up and you've pre-planned it in advance. I do not want to see your hand, feel your hand, see your face, hear comment. Okay, I'm sleeping and I'm going to sleep because I'm tired. And you won't like me when I'm tired, baby. Nobody likes somebody when they're tired. Everybody gets grouchy. Everybody gets frustrated. Everybody gets annoyed. Who wants to deal with somebody when they're tired? Do you know what I'm saying? When you hear his particular comment about feeling lazy because obviously he sleeps in, I think that's what's really, I guess, for him. And again, I'm not sure that's him, anticipating what she might be feeling, a bit similar to the Champagne Vinny situation, or whether this is genuine how he actually feels about how she's portraying the energy that she's given off, that he feels lazy. Now, like I said, we already know with Bree being bossy and Bree wanting to conduct things, yes, she thinks he's lazy. I'm going to say it again. Yes, she thinks he's lazy. And the reason why I'm going to say that is based upon what she goes to say as an explanation for why she decides that, or why she feels that he should be awake early up, right? It's about, and the word lazy is a very heavy word because I think he may feel like she's opposite and lazy. I think she thinks she's operating on, oh, I can make you better off. I can help improve you. That's what engineers do, right? They help improve efficiency when it comes to the way they work. So that natural tendency has now shifted onto, oh, you can get a few extra hours. If you get up a little bit early, you can get some things done. But if I'm, and here's why I think he feels like he's being lazy to her, is that if I'm owning my stuff and I'm getting stuff done, and if he earned astronomically more than her, she couldn't chat her mouth. She wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Who are you to say anything? If I'm making bread and I'm making paper and I'm earning more than you in a mile long, how are you going to tell me about my process? You wouldn't be able to. But the problem is that she doesn't see that. Remember, her thing was, at the very beginning, was that she wanted to earn more than her partner. So now he doesn't earn more than her, which I think that's what we're assuming. I'm not saying he's broke, no, because I think what we saw on the particular budget, I think he's 89,000, she's 109,000. So it's not that much, if I'm honest with you. It's not that much. But, because she wanted the person to earn more than her, maybe there's a little bit of respect that's not there, right? And so when you listen to this, I think you'll hear it back here. I went a little bit further forward. We're going to go here about her reasoning about trying to shake him up on the morning. And it's quite interesting because when she explains it, she deeps it in a way that it's like, if he just stopped going on his phone, he would be able to get up earlier. And like, girl, that's not a compromise, right? But she's saying that because it's due down to efficiency, but it's also due down to how do you perceive that action? Because in a relationship, actions are perceived differently. So the key question to ask Bree is, how do you interpret me being on my phone for half an hour before bed, and and I'm going to sleep a little bit half an hour later than you? How do you interpret that information? Well, I think she kind of gives us the answer. Let's just play a little bit, man.
My good friend here will stay on his phone, and he won't go to sleep until 30 minutes to an hour after I'm already asleep. So in the morning when I get up refreshed and...
Pause. I want to notice something about Vinny and Bree. Vinny, okay, has trouble being able to express himself verbally, but his expressions are not expressionless. His body always leaks the information. How he truly feels is always leaked by his expression. You can see on his face right now, it went from a smile straight now to this downward face. The same thing he did with about the kid situation. He's got a very strong body response to emotions. So although he's not communicating verbally, he struggles to hold it together through the body. Most people try to verbalize and then they hold it down together in the body, but he's doing the reverse, where it's like, I can't communicate as effective as I want to, and maybe that's part of the people pleasing, but I show disapproval through my face. That's the passive aggressiveness. Not that he's passive, not saying that he's mad aggressive, nothing like that, but it's just the passive aggressiveness in the terms of the fact that the way that you deal with situations is to be covert rather than be overt. Rather than tackling it straight head on and saying, hey, I don't like what you're doing right now, which is what Bree needs. She needs an overt, Bree, listen to me. When I sleep, I sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? When I sleep, I sleep. Don't wake me up again. When I'm sleeping, I sleep. Don't play with those games with me. I'm sleeping. Like, you've got to have that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that you have to work it out. Like, it's a tough bone to have, because when you carry a lot of, especially when you carry a lot of feminine energy, you don't want to do that. Because like I said, that tone, that command, that demand is something that registers in the masculine key, which is why men get turned off by women who act in the masculine key when they begin to speak in a certain tone, right? So here's the thing. He needs to get a hold of that masculine energy. Someone needs to grab him and say, listen, you need to tell her straight, listen, when I sleep, I sleep. I've been a long day at work. I do not want to be woken up. I don't respect it, and I don't appreciate when you wake me up when I need a few extra hours of sleep. I'm tired. Okay? I respect your boundaries. I expect you to respect my boundaries. Tone is very important here. The tone is not to tell a person that they're a dickhead. The tone is to tell them, listen, that I'm being deadly serious now. I'm not playing no more. I can't play this game with you because it's getting me frustrated. And the thing about Vinny is, people like Vinny is, the more they hold it, the more they're going to explode later on. Bree is waiting for him to say it. She's waiting for him to just go, listen, no, don't play that game with me, man. I'm not here for that, man. I'm not here for them games. Listen, I'm going to sleep, and you're going to allow me to sleep. Do you get what I'm saying? She's waiting on that, but he has to give it to her. He has to give it to her. You know, he has to give it to her. Let me just scoot ahead again. To where now I want you to notice the body language of these two when they're actually talking, because it's quite interesting. Just pay attention. Bree's face is obviously showing some discomfort here.
How many hours?
Pause. First thing you're going to notice is when he's in a discouraging place where he doesn't agree with what she's doing, body posture changes. Look at the face, look at the body, look how he's leaning away from her. Straight away, you can see my man's not in agreement with what she's doing right now. But the trouble is, he doesn't vocalize. He only shows you through. That's why when he shuts down, it's a problem, because he doesn't vocalize. And that often isn't just because the person got a language barrier. That's to do with how you deal with conflict and how you deal with disagreement. You're not very good at it. When emotions overwhelm, you shut down rather than dealing with it head on, face on, because it's too much for you to contain, right? And so we see that body language straight away.
Do you think you need a night?
I sell cars, and like I'm driving all day.
Change body language.
It's not that I'm being lazy, staying in bed. It's more.
I don't know if you noticed Bree's shifting. Listen, it's so slight. It's so slight. Honestly, it's so slight. Listen, look, it's so slight. Just watch her eyes shift. Just watch Her eye shit. I have to try and get it if I can. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to get this, boy. Hold on.
How many hours of sleep do you think you need a night?
I sell cars.
Let me pause it there because the copyright will get on my neck. I want you to pay attention. The shift of her eyes is so it's so quick when he and it's about timing. So because remember I said everybody leaks. Everybody has emotional leaks. It's very hard to contain and to have no emotional leaks, right? Most of us can contain most parts of the body, but there will be something that will potentially give you away because we're not trained liars. There'll be something that will give you away as to how you feel about the situation. So let's watch it. Pay attention to what he says and how she reacts. It's a slight dart of the eyes.
And like I'm driving all day. It's not that I'm being lazy, staying in bed. It's more that like my body.
Just a little titch of the eye. Listen, it's not heavy, you know. Right? It's before the blink, by the way. So just in case you didn't see it, it's before the blink. Her eyes just slightly moved. When he mentioned, I'm not being lazy, the eyes just went, it just went quick. And listen, let me show you what happened. Let me show you, just in case you can't see what I'm saying. It's like, this, look. It was quick. It's looking here, and it's a quick dart. It was just a quick one. So when you won't see it until you play. I had to play it back 4 or 5 times. I was watching for the body language, right? And I was like, does she think? I think she thinks he's lazy, blood. And I know it's so small, but I think she thinks he's lazy, bruv. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's Mazeline, cuz. And the little smile, like, it's not even a smile that's on her face. Like, let's just play it, let me see.
It's like aching when I need a little more sleep.
I mean, the first thing.
Pause there as well. He's not comfortable in this conversation. There's 2 things happening: hand on his thigh, on his own thigh, and then the hand that keeps rubbing the pillow. He does this through pretty much the whole conversation with Dr. Pepper. The rubbing on the pillow. He struggles. Oh snap! Almost broke my camera there. He struggles to be able to withhold how he's feeling. So the pillow becomes a thing that he uses to calm himself down. It's very much like when he's under pressure, he starts sweating. His whole body is a response. His whole body's a response, right? So you see now as well with Bree, very contained. This is on purpose. Before this and after this, she grabs his hand and then they do like couple hand holding, you know, like holding each other's hand, right? But at points in time, she will revert back to her space. She'll revert back to her space. And this is a very, very controlled posture. Very controlled. And that's how Bree is. She's a controlled person. But it's how she interprets how he's acting. And so now that control is like, I'm not going to say anything that's going to cause an issue. Because that's how Bree is, right? I'm not going to say anything that's going to cause an issue.
Thing is, he felt judged. He said he didn't want you to think he was lazy.
I don't think he's lazy because I see him working hard all the time.
But look at Vinny's face. Look at Vinny's face. I don't think he's lazy, but look at Vinny's face. I don't think he's lazy, but look at Vinny's face. He's not convinced. He's not convinced at all. He is not convinced. And he's still straddling in the pillow, right? Look at his face. He's not convinced. He's not convinced.
Okay, so she doesn't think you're lazy. How are we going to solve this?
And we're back here again, where we're leaning away from Bree once more again. Okay? He does not believe that she means this. He honestly does not believe her. That's why it came out of his mouth that he thought that she thought that she was feeling that he was lazy. And so his body shows you there, the lean away, the whole look at glance at him, and unfortunately, he just can't hide how he feels. He can't hide it, Let me see if there was a bit more that happened. I know, where she answers. Let's just have this look here where they talk. Okay, this is where Dr. Pepper obviously asks her. She picks up on her answer, and they begin to have a discussion, which I think was really important in the way that she answers. Listen to this.
Does it have to be all or nothing?
Oh, yes. So just in case you missed what happened earlier on, there was when she explains Bree. I'll play it again, so we'll put it all the way through, right? When Bree's explaining about, you know, how she feels towards the answer of Vinny. Sorry, I've gone a bit back there, so I have to just put this there. Let's play it a little bit and see.
And like I'm driving all day. It's not that I'm being lazy, staying in bed. It's more that like my body is like aching when I need.
So this is how it starts. I want you to pay attention. He's obviously explained that he's tired, he's not lazy, etc., 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 right? That's how he feels, okay? Then we're going to get Bree's particular answer, okay?
A little more sleep.
I mean, the first thing is he felt judged. Well, he said he didn't want you to think he was lazy.
I don't think he's lazy because
And so obviously Bree's immediate answer, just I think it was similar to when they were having a conversation. I think it was, I don't think he's dumb. When you ask the question, I think you think I think you know he said to her, do you think I'm dumb or whatever? And she was like, I would never say someone is dumb, right? The same energy is being carried here. That same conversation where he said, you think I'm dumb? And she was like, she didn't actually say, no, you're not dumb. But on this occasion, she has said it, I don't think he's lazy. She's made sure the terminology is different. So this time she's gone, I don't think he's lazy, right? Cool.
I see him working hard all the time.
Okay, so she doesn't think you're lazy. How are we going to solve this?
How are we going to solve this? Because that smile there by Bree shows that she's going to be inflexible. She's going to struggle to do this. Because in her mind, although she may not be saying that she thinks he's lazy, some of her actions are showing that she thinks he's lazy, blood. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's working hard. He's trying to make an effort, trying to make ends meet. And unfortunately, he's in a position now where, you know, he's having to work, I guess, later in the night, I'm guessing, because, you know, car dealerships don't just come in a day. Most people don't buy cars in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that always the case. So, you know, he's getting a few extra hours of sleep in, and he works a little bit later in the day. So it's a bit of leeway, and just understanding that. You know, I think they can choose a day where they both go, listen, look, we'll choose a day, we'll wake up early, we'll have breakfast together, not a problem. It's not going to be an everyday thing. That's an idyllic situation. That's an idealism, which often is not, it's often a luxury to a lot of couples, because you have to get up, and you get up at different times, right? You know, so it's a luxury.
It could be X days you get to sleep in and Y days you don't.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper.
You know, does it have to be all or nothing?
Pause. You see, inflexibility. The question was, you can do this on certain days. You can do this on certain days, and the smile that Bree has, like, basically says, I'm inflexible to this. That's not how I want things to be. That's not how I expected things to be. She's inflexible to this. You know, she doesn't want it to be that way. She wants it to be the way where she gets to have him at any time she wants. Or have breakfast at the time that she wants, sorry. Because that's how she sees it. Sorry, my camera's just moving a bit mad there. Because that's how she sees it, you know. And so, unfortunately, you know, they're going to be an impasse unless she's willing to surrender, you know. Let me play a little bit more.
No, I don't think it has to be all or nothing.
Maybe if you see that I'm tired, you know, like, let your boy, you know, stay in bed.
I mean, did that answer inspire confidence that she doesn't think it has to be that one way? You know, do you think that? Do you know? Does that inspire confidence in you? It doesn't inspire confidence in me. That answer did not inspire any confidence at all. Like, and it gets worse. So
For a little longer.
Yeah. Do you think I do that now, or do I say no?
Pause. Okay. Look at position of where the legs are, all cutesy, hand in hand, etc., etc. It's about his hand is still on that pillow though. He's still uncomfortable with the conversation. You know, he's still uncomfortable and unable to, you know, fully be able to allow his thoughts through. I think he shields himself from expressing how he truly feels, right? Because maybe, like I said, the anger, whatever, frustration, whatever. Maybe there's a lack of ability to be able to do that. But that keeps coming up at the pillow, where you keep grabbing the pillow, When you keep grabbing the pillow, it tells me that this has become your exit route of your energy, right? And then he asked her, she asked the question, what, do you think I do that now? And he's not going to be able to answer. Listen.
You got to get up. Well, not even that way.
I think I've heard that before.
Now, this is the problem with Vinny. The question that was asked here in this particular scene was, she said, do you think I always, like when he said, obviously, if you see me sleeping, let your boy sleep. And she was like, what, do you think I always do that? And he didn't answer straight away. And then he made it into a joke and laughed about it and da-da-da. This is why there is an issue here. Vinny, it's time to lay the law down. There are times to be soft, tender, caring, appreciative, loving. And there are times where you say, listen, it's not going like that. I'm sleeping and I need you to respect that I'm sleeping. Okay? It's disrespectful for you to wake me up knowing you know how tired I am. And we've already agreed that we can have certain days where we're going to wake up. But the fact that she asked that question, that's not how, do you think that's how I am? And he didn't answer it. You're doing her no favors. How is she meant to learn? How is she meant to learn? You see, men think these women just walk over them. No, you are teaching them to walk over you. You are teaching them to take the reins. You are teaching them to lead. When you decide to be soft and not tell the person, I don't like this behavior, stop it. And you don't say it with a firmness and authority in your voice, what do you expect? No one's telling you to tell her to shut up. No one's telling you to fight her. No one's telling you to be aggressive. What we're telling you is now, be assertive. I'm sorry, Bree, I want to sleep. And when I sleep, do not disturb me. I respect you. Respect my boundaries. When I'm sleeping, I don't expect to be woken up. Okay, because I'm tired. We've arranged some days that we can go in, we can wake up early. I'm going to stick with that. But on the days I'm not, please don't wake me up. You need some vibranium in your chest. The poor girl she can't also change without you being an input. There's got to be some conversations. There's got to be some conversation around that. And I think that's where they're having issues. The issues are coming because there's not enough assertiveness in the conversations.
So some of it's respect for, some of the patterns that one will eventually change, probably because marriage demands you to.
And so you would have seen their body language again. They separated again to have the conversation with Dr. Pepper. So I just I see their issues and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's peak. But we just need Vincent to be able to hey, bruh, come on. Get it together, bro. Get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, get it together. Okay? Like, and I'm saying get it together in the sense of you've got to let her know this is a boundary for you and not this laugh and joke when it's time to say, listen, this is not appropriate anymore. Because she's not going to learn any other way. Some of us take the mickey because we have been given so much scope to do so. But it's because people don't tell them, listen, this is my boundary. And if you don't respect it, there are going to be consequences, Yeah, man, there's a lot else happening there. I think there's the last few clips I want to just play as well in terms of this.
I do want to experience giving birth. It's just huge fear because of my blood pressure.
What was your feelings about?
You notice again, Vinny's body language again. She's talking about how her experience is that, she wants to give birth. She's on your side, bro. She wants to give birth, but unfortunately, she's saying she's fearful. Bro, this is a time to reassure the person, right? Like, she's not talking about insecurity. She's talking about an actual genuine fear of feeling like, you know what, this is a very dangerous thing. So now, what do you expect to do? You assure her. Say, hey, babe, listen, I've got you. Listen, let's take it slow. We're not in a rush. Okay, we're going to have kids, but I really do want, if it's, and then the question that comes is this your desire? Do you actually want to have kids? Like, let me know truthfully, do you actually want to have kids? And I want to have kids through you. And then we might have to discuss whether this is a breaking point or not, right? But that first initial thing is assure her that you're not going anywhere, you're not trying to leave her, and that you understand her plight and that she's going through a difficult situation because of her health conditions, right?
About that?
No, so like kids were definitely a factor. Like I definitely want kids. So we did speak about like maybe doing more research.
So obviously, you know, for him, kids are a big factor. And again, this is a conversation that gets had usually before, you know, you become married. But obviously, in this particular case, they are acting as married folk anyway. They haven't got a choice. But the conversation that needs to have now is, like I said, obviously, does she really? She says she did, and she truly desires it, then she's on your team, bro. We just need to figure out how to help her get over the barrier of fear, and what does she need to do so. Those are the key questions we're asking. Those are the key things we've got to be asking and being understanding, you know?
I mean, I'm sure she's not the only young person with, you know, the blood pressure issue.
And so, like, here when he said, obviously, you know what, like, I'm sure she's not the only one, you know, that's gone through a blood pressure situation, blah, blah. And I hear you. I hear you, but, bro, you know, you are almost dismissing her feelings. Listen, on our lives, I know people say what they say, but this is my personal thought. You acknowledge and you assure there and then we can discuss further on. So, we know that obviously you're doing a research and everything like that. But again, assure her. There was none of that. As soon as that question is mentioned, he's gone the other side. This is why I find the problem annoying, because right now, when it comes to care, yes, you show care in other parts, but this is one of the most important parts of care. When we're talking about health, this is an important part to now show your care. The other parts where you show care for, they're easy because they're romantic stuff, and that's probably your love language. But this particular moment shows how do you handle deep-rooted emotional issues. How do you handle a situation where the emotions are heavy? Do you shut down? Do you run away? Do you break off? Because that's very important. We can't have abandonment in our relationship. And so when we're seeing his energy shifted, that he look at his body language, shifted away from her once in a while.
I think it'll just take some digging and doing some research for sure.
So,
you know, and so again, I'm all for, you know, I know that Bree obviously, you know, potentially, may you know, this is very tough for her at the same time, you know, but you know, if you watch his body language again, he's touched his lips once here. Yeah, touched his lips when they asked to finish the question, touching his lips. You know, he's contemplating, thinking about his answer.
That can be medically addressed in a safe way, of course. I
just think to myself, look, there just needs to be some real honest conversations. He needs to be able to sort out, how do I deal with emotional situations, because I can't run and I can't overwhelm me that I shut down. So he's got to be able to deal with the emotional trauma that's going to come from, you know, having to, you know, go through this process, because she's genuinely scared, and that's understandable. So I don't know. I mean, I'm going to leave it there and say, hey, look, guys, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button, let us know your thoughts on the actual show. Let us know what you felt and you thought, and we appreciate you, man. Stay locked and stay loaded. We'll see you guys soon, man. Appreciate you lot, man. It is what it is.